to the virtual groom room. My name is Jack, your host, and today I'm bringing you another shaving video, and what a shave I have for you. Today I'm going to be giving you my impressions of Mammoth Tusk, the soap base. The scent is Santal Noir, which is a collaboration between Mammoth and Australian Private Reserve. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm a big fan of Dan's scents from APR. They are generally all flyers for me. Like I generally love them. So when I saw an opportunity to try this new soap base with this scent, I had to jump on it. The way I would describe this, honestly, excuse my French. And I say excuse my French, I swear all the time. So there's not even any point in me saying sorry anymore. But this is just this masculine, woody fragrance. I'll be honest with you, if your aim is to get laid, you wear this. That's what you wear. Or Signature from A&E, or the club rather. If you want to get laid, wear Santal Noir or Signature. This is lovely. That's how I would describe it, like a woody, really woody masculine fragrance. There's something incredibly intense about this fragrance. I can't really put my finger on it. I'm gonna put the notes in the description below. I do that more for reference, not so much because I'm not gonna rattle them off here because I think it's redundant. I could say bergamot and jasmine and rose and all of this, and quite frankly, although that gives you reference, that doesn't quite make you understand what the scent is. If I tell you what I think the scent smells like, it gives you better reference, in my humble opinion. So that's gonna be our soap today. I'm gonna be also giving you impressions of the new soap base. My razor is going to be the Paradigm Diamondback with a 16th use Wizamet blade. I'm gonna keep using that blade until it dies, guys. That's the plan. Now my brush, I've been waiting for this guy for a long time. This is my Varlet Gaslamp. This is a 29mm XD knot. This is an expensive brush. If you wanna know how much it is, go have a look, but these don't generally come gelled. I'm lucky enough to have a gel tip one, and this is my first actual shave with it. So we're gonna get a good load up here, and man, I've been looking forward to using this soap since it came in. Okay, let me talk about what I'm gonna discuss here, and I think it's kind of relevant to the video. I'm pretty much gonna talk about the soap arms race, or what is considered to be the soap arms race now. I don't think you've noticed. In fact, if you haven't noticed, you're not paying close enough attention. It is now popular to, I guess, try and chase the best soap base or etc. You know, I want to use the best, I want the best soap base, whatever. From the consumer perspective, I can see that. However, the artisans are also doing that. The artisans are doing that for a few reasons, in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. So, a lot of it, and I've spoken to some artisans about this, a lot of it is the fact that I don't think as a fan base or as a community we're ever truly satisfied. And I think that kind of comes down to the fact that, you know, a lot of us, we have a melkle, we have a shave, and then we're almost always on to the next thing. This thing's gonna shed like a bitch in the first shave, I've been told, so it's not gonna alarm me too much. That should be enough soap. So that is what I think. I think a lot of us are always looking for the new stuff. I mean, my channel kind of relies on the new stuff because that's quite a lot of what I use. But ultimately, I think PAA is a good example. So CK6 came out, I think, last year. And after it came out, Doug told me that he was getting people asking when the next CK7 is coming out already. Although he still looks at that CK6 base is really new, frankly, because it is, you know, based on the amount of time it goes through to kind of creating this soap base. For it to be only out for a year and relevant for a year is actually really shitty from the artisan's perspective, because they put a lot of time into creating this. Secondly, I think another reason they reformulate, and I think that's not so much to do with us, they try and keep up with the Joneses. And what that basically means is, let's say if, for example, we saw it last year, When Declaration released Milk Steak, I think that spurred a lot of people to either start reformulating or to push out that reformulation faster. And that's why I had so much respect for Peter Charkalis' approach. Because I knew that Kaizen was on the way for a long time. And in normal Peter fashion, he said to me, I don't want to rush this. I want it to stand away from the crowd. A lot of the other artisans had the opposite approach, in the sense that I need to show that I'm still competing. And then they release other bases. This brush, wow. Oh man, this is going to be a beautiful knot. So that's what I think a lot of it is, quite frankly. I think a lot of it is I need to keep competing with these because I need good market share. And you saw that around the same time. Well, it was Excelsior, Milk Steak, Sago, which wasn't a reformulation, it was just a tallow formulation. Heather Zingari didn't previously have that. You had Sierra, you had Cardinal Base, I think, released around that time. There were just so many at once. And Jesus Christ, this knot. Wow, okay. Sorry, I'm going to keep getting distracted because this is a really nice knot. So I think that's a big thing for me. It's the ability to just maintain market share, and I think that was a big reason why they did it. So what do I mean by maintain market share? So what you'll see more recently is Kaizen by A&E did very, very well. And I believe a big reason it did so well was because our good man Ruds. I don't think the people outside of this quite know how much of a difference Ruds makes. So I've been speaking to a couple of artisans, and as soon as Ruds gives them that high score, there's a frenzy to buy their product. So it's within their interest to have Ruds try their shit. Because if Ruds likes it and he gives them a high score, they definitely do notice an uptick in sales. And because of that, they benefit from it. They still maintain that market share. I have to say, this knot is one of the best I've ever used. It's just, it has backbone, but it has good backbone. But it splays so soft on the face. Well done, Aldo. You've done a remarkable job here. He also told me, Aldo, the guy who owns Varlet, that before he makes me a knot, he'll watch a few of my videos and figure out exactly what my lather technique is. So this knot is designed based around my lather technique. In other words, he designed me a knot specifically, which is insane service. So yes, that is a big reason. It's to maintain market share. Now, what do I think about this? And what are my experiences with this? Let's say, so even now, I'm using this soap, right? I'm using Mammoth Tusk, which is a new formulation from Mammoth. Was that old soap base bad? No, it wasn't. It was really good. But it's within the company's interest, quite honestly, to keep improving. And a soap base is a big part of that. Frankly, because we have a community that wants to use the best all the time. And in fact, we're generally encouraged to use the best. And when you're not using the best, a lot of people will look for the best, the new best, like the new perceived best, which is why Kaizen is sold so well, which is why Kairos, relative to production, is sold so well. It's because as soon as Mr. Uncle Ruds gives the high rating, people are like, yep, this stuff is good. And trust me, I don't think people quite understand how much of a difference his opinion makes. It makes a huge difference. My experience with all of this, and I hate to break it to you, it doesn't matter for shit. I use a lot of this new shit because I have a YouTube channel, and I do enjoy, as my good old friend Corey would say, the Gucci shit. But do you need the Gucci shit? No. No, you don't. I still get fantastic shaves with sterling. So there is that. And kind of because of that, really, look, from a business perspective, when everyone else is improving and you're staying stagnant, it doesn't look particularly great. But then at the same time, if you have something that's tried and true, like if Pepsi changed its formula, you're not going to see Coke change its formula because it's tried. You know, people love Coke. Maybe Pepsi thought it was necessary, but the fact that they're sticking with their guns, the problem is quite a lot of this is a ridiculous knot, by the way. Quite a lot of this is, man, I'm just slinging everything everywhere today. Quite a lot of this is, once it's given those metrics, and Rudd's has a very unique reviewing style. He has metrics, kind of like if you're a video game fan, you watch something like IGN. IGN gives their games scores. Just having that identifiable metric actually makes quite a lot of difference for people. It's different for me to say, yeah, the soap base is good, but then for Rudd's to give it a 100, there's something measurable there. And I think that kind of resonates with a lot of people, which is why when he does give something a really high score, it makes a difference to people, you know? And I don't blame him for doing that. It's very intelligent, frankly. I like his reviews. However, it is insane to me that one man has so much influence, especially when he's not like an official governing board or anything. He's some dude that makes reviews, good reviews, but makes reviews. And it's that one guy's opinion that so many people listen to, which is fantastic for him, I have to say. What I would say when it comes to you deciding to buy something, and I said this in my Zaroff impressions video, make up your own mind. Do not let people influence your buying decision based on, in my opinion, what should be your use case. For example, if you have really dry skin and really sensitive skin, I recommend you look for people who have similar skin type to you and see how they feel the soap is, you know? Because at that point, if I say the soap dried out my skin and I have really dry skin and you have really oily skin, that doesn't really apply to you anymore because that probably isn't going to happen. It's important you buy things based on a similar use case to your own, because I think you're going to have better buying decisions that way. And that's generally what I would recommend. Also, use multiple sources. Don't just use me or Rudd's or CDB or someone like that. It's important you make that decision for yourself based off a lot of source data. And that, for me, is kind of what I would recommend when it comes to buying new products. So I have this brush cleaner kind of right on the side there, and I just keep knocking it down like a knobhead. But yeah, that's kind of what I would say to you, is just be cognizant of the fact that not everyone's use case is similar to your own. This knot is astoundingly good, by the way. And the soap base is also very good, I can tell already. I've been lathering forever here, so we're gonna put a little bit more water in and just get to shaving. So that's what I would say. The reason they reformulate mainly is to drum up more interest in the brand. And another big aspect to this, and I know I'm going all over the place here, but we're just having a chat. Just because they reformulated doesn't make what they did before obsolete. And I see that a lot. Is Kaizen brilliant? Yeah, but so is his old soap base. Is Sago brilliant or Sierra brilliant? Sierra is brilliant, but so is his old soap base. Always remember that, because if DK, my good friend DK says something all the time, and it has always resonated with me. If it was good then, it's good now, because your face hasn't changed over time. Our shaving needs haven't changed over time. You know, you're still dragging a blade across your face. That hasn't changed. So why does the soap need to always be better? It doesn't. People are still getting great shaves with Parasso, you know? So remember that. Yeah, we're gonna shave. My first impressions of this knot, they are just insane. all the characteristics work really well for me in terms of what I like for a lathering experience, so thumb up at the moment. Let's get to shaving. I have 2 days of growth and I expect this thing just to peel that off. Yep, peeling it off. Do I notice an uptick in performance over Mammoth 1? Yeah. It's not astronomical though, for what I remember. Mammoth 1 was better. Well, no, it wasn't better. This is better than Mammoth 1, but it's still good. Like, Mammoth 1 was still good. So, what do you guys think about the whole reformulating thing and the new soap-based thing? Do you care? I know a lot of you probably don't, you know? And quite honestly, I don't blame you. It can be difficult to keep up with. That's for damn sure. Really difficult because there seems to be a new soap base every month now. So the way I make purchases generally is I have artisans that I am loyal to, and there's a few reasons why I am loyal to them. It's mainly due to the fact that I like what their company represents. For example, Talbot, the whole Trust for Public Land thing, I love that. Not only that, but a lot of his scents really appeal to me. So he's someone I always supports, not support, but supports. Barrister and Man is someone I always support. I've always said about Barrister and Man that I think what Will does oozes class. Everything he does is of incredibly high quality. Packaging, scents are high quality, but scents are also subjective, so that's important. Find artisans that resonate with what you like and what represents you, and that's kind of what I would recommend. If you're about budget, then Sierra or Kairos probably isn't going to be your thing, and that's perfectly okay, because whatever you decide to go with, based on kind of like a budget approach, is going to be fantastic anyway, so don't worry about it. This brush, although not at all budget, is absolutely astounding. Just lovely. Oh, this scent, guys. This was very limited, I have to say. I am generally very good at getting in on limited releases, and although I wanted the splash, it was sold out in about 10 seconds. So that's very annoying, but it's also important to remember kind of where Ben is as a seller. He doesn't do this full time, he's a hobbyist. And because of that, he might not have time to make 300 or 400 sets. He might not also have the capital to kind of, you know, put loads of money into developing loads of sets. So I respect his approach and kind of what he does, but it can be frustrating to miss out on stuff like this. I'm happy I managed to get the soap, because I'd have been quite sad if I missed out on that. Because this scent is beautiful. There we go. Let's go cross grain now with this Diamondback and this Wizamet. Beautiful. So always remember that, guys. Your use case is different to everyone else's. And because of that, what might be good for you, good for someone else, might not be good for someone else, and so on and so forth, you know? Ultimately, it only benefits you as the consumer to be informed. Listen to that, jeez. I did it again. Fucking lid. How would I define the face feel of this razor? There is blade feel, but like I said in my initial impressions of this, it's not unsafe, uncontrollable blade feel. The blade feels clamped well, despite the amounts of blade exposure, which I do think there's quite a bit. Let's do some cleanup. Wow. Just this knot is beautiful. As it should be for the price I paid, frankly, so. Very nice. What are your guys' favourite soap bases, if you're still around? I like soap bases for different reasons. So it's funny because I'm someone that lathers for a really long time. So ease of use isn't generally important to me. It needs to be something that's discussed because I try and cover as many use cases as I can when giving you impressions of a product. But it's not something I tend to care about too much personally. Because I'm happy with lathering for quite a few minutes, as you probably have noticed by now. I always have like missing spots. Well, I've missed spots here generally. Very nice. Just having a feel around here. There's a bit left there. Awesome, that'll do. Okay. I don't generally let my hair grow for 2 days in a row, but this scent, guys, is just remarkable. It doesn't really remind me of anything else. It's very unique. Okay, let me get this on the face, and I'll see you back for the final thoughts and post-shave. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, it's post-shave time. I can tell already the immediate post-shave on this is lovely. Yeah. It's very hydrating. No tightness at all. To be honest, you probably don't need a post-shave with this, but I'm gonna go back to Zingari's Recovery Splash. Let's get that. I'm trying to use this sample up because I really like it. It is alcohol free. Absolutely jam-packed with skin food. And very light, which absolutely benefits me because I don't want this big slick of oil to sit on my skin, as you guys probably know. But yeah, let me go over what I used today and I'll let you guys go. Santal Noir, collaboration between Mammoth Soaps and Australian Private Reserve. This is probably in my top 10 scents. Just smelling it straight off the tub, and after I've used it, that's just confirmed for me. It's incredible. Very, very good. Good job, APR. My razor of choice today was one of my favorites. This is the Paradigm Diamondback with a 16th use Wizamet Super Stainless. And guys, Varlet, Gaslamp, hand-tied, absolutely stunning brush. With some more uses, this is probably going to become one of my favorites. They don't generally come gelled, and I'm very thankful to be able to get this gelled. It's very soft. It's just a beautiful experience. But yeah, and my post was the Recovery Splash by Zingari Man, which has now been released in all of her scents. So if you are interested in the sound of that splash, it is available now. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video today. Let me know a couple of things. What are your favorite soap bases? What do you think about all this reformulation? Do you care or do you want to use the best? Tell me. Apart from that, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you disliked the video, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why. I'm sure we can have a good chat about it. Apart from that, my name is Jack, your host from the Virtual Groom Room. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful day. And goodbye for now.